This is actually the most meat we have ever cured in one go.
Yeah.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is a fine sunny day at the end of January, and we're having, I'm gonna call it a heat wave. We went from single digits to it's now 60 degrees. I guess that's North Carolina weather for you. Not gonna complain. It's nice not having to be bundled up while I'm out here. All right, if you watched yesterday's video, yesterday for me, several days for you, we were actually down here in the barn making liverwurst, or braunschweiger, if you will. We actually didn't get a chance to finish everything we wanted to do yesterday. We've got a whole bunch of meat preservation that we are in the middle of. We have all kinds of stuff we're working on. One of the things that we are working on is I got bacon curing in here. 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, currently right now, we had Doug and Andy of the Hand Hewn Farm. They came out, they taught a class, we hosted them, and part of the class is they teach people how to cure meats. Bacon is one of those things, and so we've been making our own bacon for 4 or 5 years now, and we love it, and it was cool to be able to share that with more people. Well, in that class, they showed how to cure bacon, and so we've had some in here under cure. It's now ready to be smoked and turned into bacon. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to smoke some bacon, and I'm gonna do it a different way. Doug and Andy, every other time we've talked to them about smoking meat, they're like, oh, we use a smokehouse and we do all this, and it's just like, man, all right, well, I'll just make do. I'll just figure it out. Well, this time when the question came up, they said, actually, there's an even easier way, and it produces great results. So I'm trying it out. I'll show you guys the method that they've got, and it's ridiculously simple. It's ridiculously easy. Sounds like their way they're smoking meat now is shockingly simple. So I'll show you guys that. Let me grab the bacon out of this fridge right here, and then head up there to the smoker. Bacon. Other jowl. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Got me a meat lug. Here's our bacon. Pretty good sized slab of bacon. Something else they cure for the class is the jowls. I'm gonna smoke those too. It's a bunch of meat. All right, so back up here at my little barbecue area by the house. A lot of you guys have seen my setup. So for cold smoking, which I prefer cold smoking for bacon, it just makes for, I don't know, something about it. It's stronger smoke flavor, and it's really, really good. Hot smoking's okay. If that's the only thing you got, you can do that, but I prefer cold smoking. So what I've got is a stove, an old stove, and I just piped the chimney into the cook box of, or I guess the burn box of my smoker over here. And then by the time it gets up here, the smoke is pretty cold. It's all right, but I have to baby that fire for hours. And I usually cold smoke my bacon, usually about 16 hours. All right, so this setup works. You guys have seen this. What Doug and Andy showed me is ridiculously simple. They told me what they've moved to is one of these. This is called a smoke tube, I guess. This one I got at Lowe's. It's made by Pit Boss, same as my pellet smoker over here. What you do with one of these is you fill it up with pellets, light the pellets on fire. Once they are on fire, you blow them out, set it in your smoker with your meat, and those pellets will continue to smolder for hours. I timed this one the other day, that's why it's got some burned bits on it. This one lasted 5 hours. So all I did was just light it on fire, blow it out. I stuck it right here in the barbecue just to see, just so I could monitor the smoke. Lasted 5 hours. So I'm gonna put this in this smoker because I have the room to put all my bacon in there. And that's the only smoke I'm gonna worry about. I'm just gonna use pellets. I usually don't like pellets because they don't have a strong enough smoky flavor, but if you're cold smoking long period of time, it's gonna add a little more smoke. So I'm gonna get this filled up real quick, and I will get it lit and put in the smoker, and then I'll put all the bacon in the smoker. All right, I had to get in the Pit Boss to steal some pellets. That's why they're in a jar. was not as many wood pellets as I thought. I will show you how simple it is to light this and just let it do its thing. Got my blowtorch. It's really bright out here, so I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, the flame. All right, and all I did was, and then just gonna let it sit in here. Actually, I think, ooh, it'll sit on the edge. Whew, smoky. All right. Oh, no, I see smoke coming out. Oh, yeah. All right. It obviously works. All right. There's my meat lug. These are my meat hooks. We get those from the sausage maker. Kind of cool. We'll try them out, see if I like them. And in this bad boy, I got to take a couple racks out so I can hang. I think I'll hang the 3 biggest slabs, and then the smaller one and the jowls I'll put on the top rack. Wasn't sure how this was going to do with the skin. Looks like not well, but that's fine. So I'm going to plop this sucker far enough over to where it's not touching the walls. Alright, I like it. I like it. You don't have to keep the tags with them. I know it's bacon, and it was all one batch of bacon. I'm actually just going to put a tag in there because I want to see if I can smoke other things and keep the tag with them. I want to see if the tag survives. So, kind of an experiment. I'll probably just do one tag just to see. You can see it's smoking. It's not a lot of smoke, but it's a good amount of smoke. So, this is a trial run. We'll see. We'll see if I like this. All right, bacon is in there. We have a little bit of smoke coming out already. So, this is the hardest part of bacon right here. Walking away and waiting. Just the sheer easiness of lighting a tube full of pellets and walking away. It just like, whoa, that's so simple. Like, that's so simple. I'm almost in disbelief that it's going to work. I think it's going to work. And in 5 hours, I'll come back. I've got more pellets. I'll fill the tube back up, relight it, and we'll continue on. It'd be kind of nice to have 2 of those tubes, because then I could just have one ready, light it, drop it in. Whenever the first one's done, pull that out, reload it, you know, and just kind of leapfrog them. It's smoking, so we'll see. I'll check back in 5 hours. In the meantime, I've got some other stuff I can work on. All right, if you watched our last video, I said at some point we will film eating our Braunschweiger. It wasn't ready by the time the video was, I was done filming. So, Braunschweiger's ready. That's what's for lunch. I'm gonna get in here and get some cheese out. Meg has some fresh sourdough she just baked this morning. Look at that, beautiful. So we're gonna have a small feast with some Braunschweiger. Ah, yes, thank you, sir. So that's the Braunschweiger. It's been chilling in the fridge. Actually, after it came out of the smoker last night, oh, the smell just hit me. Oh, it smells so good. After it came out of the smoker last night, I brought it in, gave it a nice bath, put it in the fridge. We might or might not have eaten some, or half of an entire sausage already. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good stuff. So I tried these last night, and they're usually better after they've sat in the fridge for a little bit. These are even better.
Okay. I did not try them last night because it was like 9 o'clock at night. I didn't want to eat liverwurst. Can I steal your piece?
Yeah.
They're better with the extra meat.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit firmer. Tastes like gourmet hot dogs.
This is a gourmet hot
It is a
dog.
gourmet hot dog.
All right, I'm gonna eat some sourdough and some Braunschweiger.
Do it.
Usually I eat this stuff with crackers, but we are currently out of crackers. No big deal. Meg made a small loaf of sourdough this morning, so it's all good. Yeah, so I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through watching us eat yet another meal. So I'm just gonna turn the camera off and enjoy myself. All right, lunch is done. We're finally getting back down to the barn to finish curing stuff we tried to do yesterday and we just ran out of time. And we'll probably run out of time today because it takes a while to measure out everything and get everything where we want
I
it.
think we'll be all right.
I think we'll make it. I think we got enough time. We use the equilibrium method for curing our meats. You basically weigh out the meat. We have found that, what is it, 2.5% is what you use?
2.5 for coppas, and then we like to use 2.25% for bacon.
Oh, that's salt. Salt.
Yes.
So we weigh out the meat. We figure out, whatever that chunk of meat is, we'll figure out 2.5, 2.25, depending on what we're curing. Percent of that weight will be salt. We'll weigh out that salt, and that salt is what goes on that piece of meat. And then you're guaranteed you're never going to oversalt a piece of meat. Once we figured out what salt percentage we like, which in our case is 2.25%, that is enough salt to cure the bacon, and the bacon tastes the same every time. There's some nuance to it, like the way the animal, if it spent more time in the woods or got more food scraps or whatever, the age of the animal, the bacon will taste a little bit different, but the saltiness remains the same, which is cool. That's what we like. So as far as everything we got to cure, I actually have more in the fridge. I'm gonna dig out real quick. Cat, I noticed you found us. It's like, oh, you guys are doing things with meat? Yeah, I'll hang out. So we have some stuff from this weekend. It's just been chilling in the fridge. Got loins, coppa, and underneath is belly for bacon. And then as well as everything we defrosted yesterday. Still quite cold. Actually, this one feels like it's still frozen. Meg is writing out tags. We've got our favorite recipes for cappicola. We actually came up with a recipe for a sweet coppa that we really liked. And then when we make, we also really like hot coppa. We usually make the most hot coppas. We will actually slice them up and put them on pizza.
Yes.
Pepperoni, step aside.
Oh my gosh.
Until we start making pepperoni, and then we'll be like, yeah, don't use the coppas, use the pepperoni.
But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. I need a curing chamber. Oh well, we'll get there. All right, I'm not going to go into incredible detail on what we're doing other than this brief explanation I'm going to give. We weighed the piece of meat. Meg's basically got what is, the recipe that says hot coppa, 2.5% salt, 0.3% pepper, 0.5 cayenne, 0.3 red pepper, 0.5 garlic powder. Generally, we measure. I give her a number. She types that into the calculator, figures out how much salt she needs to mix up. And then she does that, adds the other things, and then she pours it all into a dish, hands it to me. I rub it all over the meat. I use this piece of paper, this butcher paper, to kind of roll it up, slide it into a bag, and then all of the seasoning and salt for that piece of meat will wind up in the vacuum bag with that piece of meat. And then we vacuum seal the meat, stick it in the fridge, and it'll cure for about a month before we hang it to dry.
The coppas, yeah.
All right, first coppa, 950 grams. That's an okay size coppa.
3 grams of pepper, 5 grams of cayenne. There's one.
That is our seasoning, and I just give it a little mix up and then put it on the meat. It's gonna make me sneeze.
It's gonna make you sneeze.
Have a little tickle in my nose. There you are. All right, You guys get the picture. I'm gonna set this to time lapse and we're gonna knock her out. All right, we made it. We got it done. This is actually the most meat we have ever cured in one go.
Yeah.
Let's let Vanna White do it.
You ready?
Yeah, tell us what we got.
We got Canadian bacon. We got hot coppa or capicola. We got sweet coppa or capicola. We have some pancetta, which we are not gonna roll. We are just gonna air cure it flat or air dry it flat.
As you called it, flatchetta.
Flatchetta. And then we have bacon. Bacon.
How many slabs of bacon is that? 5? 6?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6.
Okay.
6 slabs of bacon.
All right, so all of this will now go in the fridge to cure.
Yes.
The bacon needs a week, and then I can smoke it and slice it and put it in the freezer. The pancetta
needs a week. Then we will hang it to air dry. And then the coppas, we'll give them a month.
Yeah, they can be under. Honestly, okay, so funny thing about having them cured this way, we can actually leave them pretty much indefinitely in the fridge.
Right, all of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Because it's the equilibrium method, they will never get too salty. They're in a vacuum bag, so they'll never dry out. And because of all the salt and everything, they don't rot.
Right.
I don't think we've shared it on YouTube, but there's been a couple of these coppas that we forgot, and they stayed in the fridge for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Like we did them in January, and we didn't hang them to dry until August or September.
Right.
And they were delicious. Yeah. Doing it this way, they'll stay in the fridge indefinitely. Mind you, now that we've eaten so many of them, as soon as we can get them drying, we are going to get them drying because these are.
And we've eaten through just about everything.
We're just about out of all cured meats.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this looks like a lot of meat. This is not a year's worth of meat unless we absolutely ration it.
Right. It's all right.
I guess next year we got to raise like 20 pigs.
Sure.
It's gonna be a busy winter.
All right. Get this in the fridge.
All right. We also have that bottom shelf right there is the stuff from the hand hewn weekend. That stuff has another 3 weeks in the fridge, and then we can pull it out and hang it.
Yes. Oh, thank you, sister. All right. Getting some dinner put together. Just having pork and rice and beans and what are those? Onions, peppers. It's been a long day. I can't remember what the vegetable inside. Onions, peppers, just kind of like a build your own Mexican bowl thing. Nothing crazy. While this is all cooking, I wanted to remind you guys that Self-Reliance Publishing is still running the deal for us for the Backwoods Home magazine and the Self-Reliance magazine. You can either get one or the other subscription or both for 50% off. I've talked about these magazines a couple times. We really enjoy them. They are really awesome magazines. They just go through a whole bunch of homesteading stuff. So animal rearing, recipes, canning, all kinds of stuff that has to do with homesteading and self-reliant living, not having to rely on other people to accomplish these things for you, how to grow your own food, all that kind of stuff. We pass them back and forth. We really enjoy them. This one's actually kind of beat up because we've passed it back and forth and have read it so many times. So just want to remind you guys that, like I said, one or the other or both for 50% off. I will drop a link for you guys below. Check them out. Pretty good magazines. Very few ads, which is where I'm at. I love a magazine with like hardly any ads at all. I want content, not ads. So check them out. I'll drop a link below.
Got poke, veggies, beans. There's a lot more. I could go get some.
Oh, okay.
I actually have some cilantro growing in our seed starting chamber.
Yeah.
And I've got like one plant that's like to the point where I probably better think about harvesting some because it's probably going to bolt.
Yeah.
Just given our track record with cilantro.
Right.
So I'm going to, anytime I want cilantro, I'm going to go steal from it.
Yep.
And then rice in the Instant Pot.
Yep.
And I think that's it. Let's eat.
Please bless this food for our bodies in Jesus' name.
Amen. You good? Much more?
I know. All right, this battery is dying. Hopefully I can do this sign off. It was a busy day. And we got everything we wanted to do done. So we're going to leave it right here. We will catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.